It's Wednesday. Let's make something.
Let them think you're soft. Let them think you are weak. The ones who underestimate you, they are ripe for the picking.
In today's making of things, recently I've been really into posting these ASMR-esque, I'm not like into ASMR, but they're very melodramatic, short little tests. These little shorts are kind of all AI can do right now, sort of help you improvise. But what it does enable is the opportunity to look at the models for what they are, which is like various new tools, as if we're using a new oil medium or a new software, and see what they're all doing. I'm gonna play around with Midjourney and Higgsfield, which is a newer one. Have really looked at AI as a very, how do we create a product that enables creators to very clearly create sort of cinematic elements for their content. I'm not sponsored, but I love their product. I'm just gonna really show you what I mean by the fact that they're creating these capabilities and what I'm doing with it, again, with the very abstract, completely unpopular niche of quotable ASMR shorts. Here we go. Let's start in Midjourney. Midjourney, I believe, is still the premier of most image generators. I found these cool gangsters and I expanded their shot so it could be used for social experiments. And the way I did that, if you're not familiar with Midjourney, is you literally go into the edit tab, click on your aspect ratio, which I've done here already, and then you hit submit and come up to create. And it's gonna give you several interesting options. And I clearly did not choose this one. Instead, I chose this one because it seemed perfectly good. And then because I wanted a close-up, I needed a variety of shots for this, even though it's only 10 to 15 seconds, these like weird little transmissions. You need variety of depth. Even what we're gonna do with Higgsfield, which is to create essentially a seamless camera, we need a close-up. And so what I found, there's a ton of great upscalers, and in order to get that character to exist as she is, the closest currently, Runway Gen 4, I believe, references, which is just fantastic. They've really spent a lot of time in their tools to build this reference generator that you literally describe, like take image 1 and make this single out the person's face so close up. So let's go back over to our Gen 4. And here's what I ended up with her. And all it was I gave the prompt with my image. Runway, again, is just, they're really killing it with this reference thing. Not sponsored, just big fan. So here we are. Here's my lady. Close-up of a woman with dusty blonde hair in an 80s hairstyle, wearing a Gucci sunglasses. I think there was probably a little bit more, but not that much description. And this is what it gave me. It gave me 4 other options. Then we move right over to Higgsfield here, and I'll show you. So Higgsfield is very cool because they allow for you to have either effects, or you can do, you go to video here, it'll say you can mix things. Let's try mix. You can see you can mix effects with basic camera control or epic camera control. So I really wanted to leave the woman from my close-up and have it arc around her face to reveal the bigger shot. And again, this is like camera, this is hard to do. Like, this is hard to do in physical life, is you have to like actually set up a whole system and rig that dollies around and does the whole thing. This is Higgsfield sort of is superior, and the way reference is for Runway is superior for matching the aesthetic, completely recreating from that aesthetic. You have Higgsfield just completely capable of picturing an entire 3D scene, and this is sort of what it does here. So here's that sort of like pull out, push in kind of thing, the contra zoom, which is just super cool. So for this one, for the close-up of the woman, the way I introduced her in the film, I used a dolly zoom out, which I think is kind of like a contra zoom, possibly, probably. This was my input image, and this is what it gave us, which is pretty freaking rad. From there, like, actually, I think in the Premiere file, I reversed the clip, so we ended up starting on here. I wanted it to arc around her and sort of reveal the whole shot. So this one, what I did was I used bullet time as my effect, and what it's gonna do, and this is where Higgsfield really sort of nails it, it really arcs around her perfectly, just so fluidly, and then ends up on that last shot. So this was my input, and this was my output, which is my original sort of reference frame. So we got from my chica here to her boyfriend's here. Then I needed obviously to end on sort of a bang, so I took this last sprint. I had 2 effects in here, didn't really do bullet time, which was fine. I ended up doing a building explosion behind them. And again, it's just like the physics in this system is just freaking fantastic. So there's one option of that, which is just so cool. And this one, these guys, So yeah, these guys are badasses. And then of course, like, I couldn't just end on the explosion. I think I had a little bit more time to kill, so I kept I took the last frame and I put it into here as my system. I think the super dolly in was the move. So the super dolly in, so we got the super dolly in, and then we got the end frame from the last shot, and then we push in, and this guy does some super cool move. And I was like, that's it. And there you go. So those are my shots. So let's go over to Premiere, and essentially this was the just rough edit with those shots together. Boom.